Hi, this is Nick from West Michigan.
Nick from West Michigan, what's on your mind?
So I've been listening to the program for a while, listening to Left Reckoning and such. Something last night mentioned there, and then also some stuff today has me thinking a little bit about like how do we really check, I guess, Biden going into the election this year. It just again with just like the lead weight on him of like the whole Gaza crisis. Like part of me is questioning like maybe is it worth putting effort into voting for other people in primaries if there even are options. I mean, in a lot of places, Marianne Williamson isn't even on the ballot. I just like really feel kind of helpless and wonder if there's anything you can suggest for ways that we can really try to like put more pressure on Biden to.
Primary is the best opportunity for that. Voting in the primary is the best opportunity for that. I think if you had a limited amount of resources in terms of putting pressure on something, it is probably better expended pound for pound, dollar for dollar, whatever the resources are, on your congressperson or your senator. I can't remember where you said you were from, but
West Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, and that I think that is, where you're going to get the primary. I mean, he's going to win all the primaries. There's no doubt about it. But certainly, a vote in the primary against them is going to sort of like make them wonder what it is. I don't know that people are going to vote. As many people as you would want would vote, or I think would vote in a primary against him because of his foreign policy, and particularly, Israel and Gaza. But because there's a lot of other reasons why I think people are going to vote against him in the primary if they vote. You know what I mean? But I think like there are. I don't know what other effective mechanisms there are, because voting for Trump in the general or aiding Trump's election victory in the general is not going to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not like even in Michigan, there's even the luxury I have to even consider not voting with I mean, it seemed like Michigan might have been close to becoming more a blue state, but with the concerns about a lot of lack of voter turnout and more of the Detroit side. Yep.
I mean, it is, it's a horror show. And, I certainly understand, the impetus to saying like, I can't vote for this guy in the general election. I mean, I understand why people have that reaction. It's this, and it really does have a sense of like, it is, I don't think there's a lot of things where I would say like a politician has an actual belief that they're operating on, and it is sort of like dipped in amber and locked in. But it really does feel that way in this instance with Biden.
Especially when you contrast it with what Lloyd Austin's saying.
Exactly.
Because the Pentagon and like the people there, I mean, look, they're focused on how can U.S. strategic interests be advanced? And I don't agree often, almost always, with like what that means. But they do understand what our actions mean within the context of like broader regional objectives. And it seems like Austin is taking a very different tack than Biden. And that should be scary to people, because that means that Biden is not necessarily listening to people in the administration or, his advisors that outside of Blinken that should be
I don't even know. I don't even know where Blinken is in this. I mean, I'm not trying to be coy about it. I have no idea. I mean,
totally. Yeah.
We know that he tweeted out early on, cease fire, and that got pulled back.
He strikes me as a good soldier for Biden.
I mean, you're in the administration, people. That's what people do. But yeah, in terms of, I think there's a limited number of options to influence Biden, and I think the primary is, one of the best. But also pressuring your Congress people because Biden will feel that pressure before he will, I think even in a primary, to be honest with you. But appreciate the call.
Yeah, thank you. Take care, Sam. Take care, Emma.
Take care.
And I mean that in a primary, too, based upon the candidates we have. If there was a real threat to Biden's winning the primary, and that person had a different position than Biden on Israel, then I think it would have more leverage.
Yeah.
That's just not the scenario we have.
I wish that we had an issue candidate on climate change. We'd said that before.
Yep.
And now I wish, of course, we had an issue candidate on Palestinian rights.